Hey guys, I'm gonna keep today's video short. I just wanted to show you this little tool I made, which is kind of a visualization for your revenue over time, and especially your monthly recurring revenue and how it develops over time. Because I've seen a lot of analytics tools show you how much money did you make on what day and how much money did you make in the last 30 days, but I've never seen actually like a moving average of the past 30 days. People always talk about, oh, I'm at this MRR, but for me it's very interesting to see how it developed over time. So you can see in the beginning, of course, it's only really rising because all of this previous data is still within the past 30 days. But here you can see it goes down for the first time, and this is because this is roughly or pretty much exactly 18 days after the first revenue. So then it goes down again. So yeah, this is always just how much money you made in the past 30 days altogether. And it's a good way to track your progress. Because if you just check how much money did I make today, it always feels like, okay, yeah, I'm on a good path. But what does it actually mean month over month? And here you can see updated daily, how much money did you really make in the last 30 days. So here you can see for Tiny Launch, I allowed some ads on my website. So I made some money and I made some more money, but it was pretty much flat for a long time. And right here on, I think the 23rd of January, I started offering premium launches. So a new offer that was quite popular. And that's where you can see suddenly the revenue started rising, and also the money I made monthly started rising. And then it kind of abruptly stopped around this area. It just started going sideways, a little bit down, a little bit up. So people might think, oh, something's going wrong here. But no, it's actually just that at this point, while the daily revenue pretty much stayed the same, this is the point where we are pretty much exactly 30 days after I introduced this new offer, which means every new day that I make money, something falls out of the window here on the left 30 days earlier. It's no longer considered in this MRR. So even though nothing changed, it looked like my progress has slowed down. And then you can see here something crazy is happening starting March 30th or maybe 31st. And honestly, I don't really know what changed. I know that I introduced a new high ticket offer of like paid reviews on the site, but I already did this quite a bit before, but nobody cared about it, I guess. But here somebody did. So I had my first day with like over $100 in revenue, quite a bit. And then a few days later, the second review sold, and then 2 days later, the third. So this is why my monthly revenue has shot up. Also, the launches sold a lot more, the premium launches. And yeah, overall, I can see really well in this graph that things are looking up. And I don't know if it will keep up like that. I expect it to go down a little bit, but the overall trend, if we zoom out, is going in the right direction. You also have some more data here, like the total revenue you made, the daily average, although this is only tracking starting from the first revenue. So if we check the whole time frame, I guess it would be a little lower. And here's the current number of how much money I make a month. I can also refresh this data and see if there's maybe some new revenue that isn't tracked yet. Yes, there was. So now we're up to 394, which is the same as you can see here. And yeah, that's pretty much all you can see here. You can see the transaction history with all the revenue I've made. Yeah, as you can see here, check your own MRR at tinylaunch/MRR, so tinylaunch.ch/MRR. I made this publicly available completely for free on the Tiny Launch website. So if you're interested in checking your own monthly recurring revenue, you can do that. I also wanted to show you what it's good for, because I keep telling people, please share your wins, share your fails, just keep posting about your product. And people are like, yeah, what should I post about? And for me, the most important thing is wins, because these are the things that get a lot of attention and people get inspired to not give up and keep going. So you're actually helping people if you share your wins in that way. So what I usually do If you check it out, I'm opening the screenshot tool. Let me move it somewhere. I get too OCD to make it perfect, but you know, I cut it out somewhat like this and on the top like this. And then I say, okay, please give me, screenshot it into my clipboard. So I capture it and then I go to shots.so. It's another free website where I can just paste the last image. Here we go. So I can make some changes like the radius here. Maybe I make a better background. This one looks nice. And then I can just download it or copy it and post it on X, for example, and write a short text for it. So if you check my X profile, you can see that I did this just yesterday. Here I was announcing that I crossed 1.4K in MRR. Here's my tool with a nice background from this shots.so website. And yeah, it's doing numbers. So we got over 3,000 views. We have 10 people bookmarking this, which might be for inspiration, but often it is also that people want to remember to check out Tiny Launch. You know, this is indirect advertisement. There's the Tiny Launch name and the website. And of course here people can see that they can make their own MRR dashboard. And we got over 100 likes. We got a repost and comments. So people are quite nice to me, which is great. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth it, especially since it's free. One caveat is that this is only for Stripe-based businesses because it's using the Stripe API. And if you want to check it out, let me show you how it works. Let me reset my dashboard. So basically, when you first visit this site, this is what you see. You can add your startup name and website URL. This is only for the visual part, so people can see what you're sharing. And then you need a Stripe API key. So I made this link to generate your own key, which redirects to Stripe, and it only requests the minimum necessary permissions to make it work. So these are the charges, and it only allows reading the charges and also invoices. And that way we can read subscription revenue and I guess normal revenue. Once you did that, you can create the key. Yeah, it will ask you to verify, and then it will give you the key. I'm not going to do that right now. But yeah, you can just copy the Stripe API key here and then view your revenue. As I wrote down here, the generated key is read-only with minimal necessary permissions, and your data is processed locally and never leaves your browser. So this is all front-end based. The key will go from your browser straight to the Stripe API. It will never hit my servers. You can trust me, or you can just check the network tab in the dev tools and verify, but I'm not taking your API key. So let's load the revenue, and then we're back to basically what I showed you in the beginning. It loaded in all the newest data, and you can see how your MRR developed over time. You can also say, okay, just show me the last 30 days. So here it's more obvious that it kind of went sideways and then suddenly grew again. But what might also be interesting, depending on what products you sell, if you make like $4,000 in a single transaction, you might want to have bigger steps. Or if your product costs $5, you might want to have smaller steps. So you can say, okay, maybe not show me every milestone of $100, but $50. So you can see every $50 is shown. Or you can say, okay, only every 1,000. So for me, there will only be one, 500, and so on. I guess it's pretty obvious. And you can also enter a custom one. So if for some reason you want to, you can say, okay, every time I cross a multiple of 89, please show me that, and then it will do it. So you can basically set it up exactly the way you want. You can also just deactivate the milestones if you want to. Let me go back to the 100, which I like. Yeah, and that's basically all. You can get your data, take a nice screenshot, share it online, hopefully get some impressions, get more revenue, more sales, and then take another screenshot and keep it going. So I hope this helps someone. Feel free to share it. It's completely free, and I hope it helps someone. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and otherwise I'll see you next week.